Now, counter-arguments are what we consider opposing viewpoints or criticisms of your essay's main argument. Often, students can be a bit afraid of counter-arguments, and they can think, oh, I'll just not include this and I'll seem like the smartest person on earth. But actually, that's shooting yourself in the foot. There is real value in recognizing and addressing these counter-arguments in academic writing, especially for a competition like the John Locke Essay Competition. This practice highlights or rather demonstrates open-mindedness overall argument. When you acknowledge and thoughtfully refute counter-arguments, it can really enhance your essay's credibility. I want to go back on that and say thoughtfully refute. You can't just say, I disagree with this counter-argument. You have to be logical. You have to present your arguments in the body of your essay in a manner in which that is academic at the core of it. You need to show the reader as a writer that you've considered multiple perspectives and you still have the stance that you stated in your thesis statement in your introduction based on evidence and reasoning. I've included here a strategy that I believe works well when you are seeking to refute counter arguments, which is first to acknowledge. You need to briefly present the counter argument in a fair and unbiased manner. What this means is you need to pay respect to the counter argument, you need to consider it fairly. You can't just say, oh, there's this argument too, but I don't really know. You need to refute it. So this is providing evidence or reasoning that challenges the counter argument. Again, you can't just disagree or refuse, you need to refute. And lastly, you reinforce. And this is where you really unlock the value of handling counter arguments. You reiterate how your refuting of this counter argument supports your argument, supports your essay's thesis statement. And that is absolutely integral, and it's a gold mine once you learn how to do it, to writing strong essays. Again, here I've included an example of how this strategy could be applied. So here, the thesis statement is incorporating technology into education significantly improves student engagement and learning outcomes. And then a counter argument could be, some may argue that excessive use of technology in education distracts students and diminishes their ability to focus on traditional learning methods. And then I've gone through step by step. I've made sure I've acknowledged it. I've made sure my refuting of this counter argument is based on reasoning, and it's based on evidence, in this case, from the Department of Education. And then I have linked it back to my thesis and I've strengthened my argument. So actually what's happened is I've taken my argument, I've taken some resistance against my argument, but because I've dealt with that resistance in a logical and academic way, my argument has become stronger. This is why handling counter arguments rather than ignoring them is absolutely imperative. This concludes our part on the body of an essay.